Hey there folks, RiverShark28 here. This is going to be my contest entry for Amber Courtney. This is her 100 plus subscriber contest entitled, How Do You Visualize My Tank? Apparently she just got a 75-gallon tank and people are submitting suggestions on what kind of fish they would put in it, how they would set up the hardscape, the filtration, and the stand. So this is going to be my submission. Now, I've noticed that she already has quite a few planted tanks, so I'm going to go a little different route and use a hardscape and fish that you normally wouldn't want in a planted tank anyway. I'm going to go with silver dollars and Buenos Aires Tetras. I've heard of people keeping these fish in plants with success. However, I've heard far too many experiences of disaster. The tetras and the silver dollars just devour all these plants. So this is actually a setup that I've been considering for a long time, and I would like to do it in the future, but I'm going to go ahead and give the suggestion to Courtney here. What I would do is I'd go with a black sand, and to give it some contrast, I'd go with quartz. The kind of rocks, the bright white rocks that you can usually find fairly easily. The quartz and the black sand, along with a black ground, would provide a nice contrast. And of course, you'd want to have some driftwood in there to provide some cover for your silver dollars. Because silver dollars, they can be a kind of timid fish. And there's several species. There's the common silver dollar, spotted, barred, banded. They average between 5 and 7 inches. So you would want to figure out exactly what kind of species you'd want to get there. The term ditherfish refers to an arbitrary group of aquarium fish, often used by cichlid keepers to reduce the innate shyness of their other fish. Ditherfish typically swim around the top of the tank, and this behavior encourages the more timid fish to relax and venture out more by reassuring them that there are no predators around. It's a technique that relies on the ability of your shyer fish, whether it's silver dollars or cichlids, to use the behavior of other fish species as a measure of environmental security. Good ditherfish are typically schooling species such as danios, barbs, and some tetra species. So I think that the Buenos Aires Tetras, it would add some color, and they'd make a great addition. So you'd have your bright silvery silver dollars, 4 to 6 of them, and then you'd have get a nice school, 10, 15, however much you feel comfortable with of the Buenos Aires Tetras. And of course, you could also have some bottom feeders, maybe albino, brushy-nosed pleco, or maybe panda cories, and they would also provide a contrast between the black sand, the black background, and of course your quartz. Of course, you could go the opposite route and use a very light colored sand, maybe a white pool sand, with black or very dark colored rocks. That would give you the same contrast. But my recommendation would be the black sand and the white quartz. And of course, you'd have your various pieces of driftwood in there to provide a little shelter for the silver dollars. Now, as far as your stand, I would sand it and paint it black, and then for the doors, you could measure how big your doors need to be, and you could go to a hardware store, Home Depot, Lowe's, and buy some black cabinets that already have the hinges and already have the doorknobs on them to match the tank. Just screw in where the hinges go, and you're set. As far as filtration, either a canister filter like a Fluval 406, or maybe a hang-on back such as an Aqua Clear 110 or an Emperor 400. Lighting can be real simple. Like I said, you don't have plants in there, so you could just go with your basic. It's a 75-gallon tank, so probably your 48-inch standard aquarium light fixture with either a T8 or a T12 bulb. Silver dollars don't really like bright light, maybe kind of subdued lighting, so I think that would work really well. First is one of your silver dollars, and like I said, there's several species, and they get from 5 to about 7 inches, you'd probably want to stick with the species that are a little smaller. And there, of course, is your Buenos Aires Tetras. I really like that metallic color they have on the main part of the body, and then they have the red highlights on the fins. Look at my 80-gallon planter tank here. You can kind of see what I'm talking about with the black sand and the white quartz. It's something that I kind of started to do. It's a method that I like. I have 3 pieces of quartz, and you can see they provide a nice contrast with the black sand. Of course, I have a lot of plants in here, so they kind of obscure it. But if you had some large pieces of quartz towards the back of your tank, you kind of build up a higher shelf of sand, and then it would drop down to the front of the rock, out towards the front of the glass. And you could do that along the whole tank, and of course have your driftwood in there. Black sand, white quartz, black background, silver dollars, and Buenos Aires Tetras, and that's what I would do. Those are my suggestions on what I would do with Amber's 75-gallon tank. It looks like she has quite a number of other video responses to this contest. She has some really nice looking tanks. I wish everybody else good luck in the contest, and if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to Amber Courtney's YouTube channel. She's got some good stuff on there. See you later, folks.